Yeah, there's also that whole swath of people who are just, when they're on camera, they're on and they're this character and this, and then when they're not, sometimes they just want to not be that
not be
character.
Paris Hilton.
There are some people that are always on, but like one time, I used to hang out at the Troubadour uh, on Santa Monica Boulevard, right in,
Great
at the
place.
Jesus.
at the corner of Beverly Hills. A buddy of mine lived right up the street, so Monday nights they had free entry. So whoever was playing, you could go in. I started getting friendly with the bartenders, and we started hanging out there frequently. And there's like a small bar that's in the front of the building, and then there's like the main room.
Okay.
So you can kind of come uh, out of the main music room and into this smaller front bar and like talk and lounge, if you don't want to be in there anymore. It's Hollywood's weird. It's like it's the only place where you would have like a concert place, and then they're like, oh, but if you like pay to be at the concert and you don't really like want to be at the concert, you could go into this other room over here and just listen to it, from a distance. It's like it's weird, but
It's one of the places I was outside, but I never got to go inside.
oh
Like,
man,
I went to a bunch of places. So
That's a legendary place. Didn't the Doors
isn't that where
play
John
there?
Lennon
I
got
mean,
kicked out of?
dude, so many people, a million and one stories from there. A buddy of mine and I were standing in that front bar, and we're just like, let's get a drink, let's get out of here or something. So we got a drink, and then we kind of turned around and we're kind of setting ourselves up like, oh, let's kind of sit in this, stand over in this corner, get out of the way of the doorway next to these guys over here, and we're like, pardon us, guys, mind if we stand here? And the guys turned around, and it was Andy Dick and Tom Green, and we were like, oh, hey, what's up, guys? And they were like, hey, what's going on? And then they just started talking to us, and then we stood there for, I don't know, like an hour, and just had like a normal set of conversations with Andy Dick and Tom Green. Like it was, and afterwards we were like, that was a surprisingly like most normal conversation I've had in a long time.
I was going to say that's what shocked me about your story is you talked to Andy Dick and Tom Green and it was normal. Like they're two of the wildest dudes on the planet.
I have a story, Andy Dick story.
They were both on Mellow Street that night. They were super
were they
chill,
really?
but they were super nice, and we just chatted. And my other buddy is very, he works in film, and he's also very much like, when you see a celebrity, you just like don't react. You're just like, oh, hey, what's going on? And you just gotta, like, you can't be that guy, because that's the first thing that's gonna, startle a celebrity. If you're like, oh my god, bro.
Oh yeah, for super gooning on him, basically. Yeah, like, bro.
So I've hung out with entirely too many people that I never should have hung out with, because I was just like, oh, hey, what's up? You just gotta absolutely pretend, be like, oh no, I'm losing my mind right now inside, but I'm gonna pretend like I'm not. You have to
kind of And I think they know, and some of them like to have. If you give them a little pat on the shoulder, or that you know who they are, they're usually pretty cool. As long as you're not gooning on them, yeah. So I worked on Celeb Rehab, and then I worked on Sober House.
Oh, wow!
And Andy Dick was part of Sober House.
Yeah.
And there was a couple. Okay, so they would go into these little like adventures out of the Sober House, and then they would come back.
Yeah,
and they went
day trip.
Yeah, so they went to this porn star's house where she was completely bombed, and they were trying to get her to get sober or whatever. And Andy Dick walks in there, and there's a stack of pornos like this high. And Andy Dick walks over, and he kind of grabs one on top, and he's just like, I'll grab one on the bottom. And he went like this and grabbed one from like the middle, and the shit fell down.
Let me be a cat right now.
Yeah.
That's what Andy Dick, that's one of his comedy angles. He's like, walk into the room and be the cat. Like just like, oh, I'll just knock this out. And then you're just like, oh, oops, sorry. And you're like, damn it, Andy.
So he meets this guy. I don't know if he was trying to fuck him or what the deal was, probably. And he meets this guy, and this guy is like, hey, we're having a get together at my house, come by. And Andy's like, I don't know. And then he finally is like, you know what? I'll swing by. I'll swing by. I can't tell you how long I'll be there, but I'll swing by. We go there, and it's like a house party times 5. we show up with a camera crew, me, Andy Dick, and the kids that were at this party almost lost their fucking mind. Like, oh my God, Andy Dick is literally walking in the front door with a camera crew. And all these kids are just like wide-eyed, like, what is going on right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably be slightly frightened.
Yes.
I'd be like, oh my God. Wait,
like, what is Andy going to do in front of all these kids gooning
what
on
is Andy going to do?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's a weirdo. And then the last story I have is the very last. Okay, so we wrapped production, and me and a couple of the PAs and one of the epochs wanted to go drinking. So it's like, okay, it's the last night, everything's good, let's go drinking. So we went and got freaking sloshed. We go back to the house because that's where our cars are, and it's like, well, I can't really drive at the moment, so I want to chill for a little while. So one of the guys completely annihilated the fucking crafty table. I jumped in the pool with full clothes on. I jumped in the pool. The fucking production manager heard what we did and gave us a fucking tongue lashing the next day. Like, what are you guys fucking doing? And then, so they had like a little, like 1 or 2 hour thing with Andy, sort of like a kind of a last thing that they wanted to do with him. And I'm sitting there and I'm driving, not saying nothing. And one of the assistants or somebody is like, yeah, some of the PAs decided to have a party last night. And Andy's just like, were you one of the ones? And I'm just like, I can't say that. I can't say anything. And he's like, why didn't you invite me?
Yeah.
I didn't know you wanted to come. So yeah, those are my Andy Dick stories.